So now we can start. So before starting, I just want to get familiar with you guys. So can you please introduce yourself and your like what and
Sorry to disturb you. Hello? Yes, ma'am. No, your voice is stuck.
yeah. Is it
Yes,
great?
yes.
Little bit like there is an issue.
Let me check.
So we can start in a minute. I think there is a technical issue. So we'll be sorting out. So
Yeah, am I audible? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, we can start with a quick introduction. So guys, just tell me your name and your background, your current job.
So anybody can start. No issues.
Karthik, you can start if you are okay with it.
Uh, I'm Karthik. My background is previously I worked as a network engineer L1 and L2 with ISP services. Now I want to switch into cybersecurity as my domain, as I'm network background.
Okay, okay. Asim or Suvash, anyone? Just a quick your name and your background. That would be enough actually.
My name is Suraj. I'm from Pune. Completed B Mechanical. So currently working in mechanical domain. So want to switch in SOC.
Okay, thank you. So we can start now. Okay. Just a second. Let me share this. Yeah. So I hope my screen is visible. So in this session, we will start with the introduction only. So first, we will see what cybersecurity is. We will break down what cyber is and what security is. Then we will see the job roles in cybersecurity, the demands for cybersecurity professionals in the IT, and the salary expectations, the Soc Analyst, which we are preparing for, the roles and responsibilities of the Soc level 1, 2, and 3. Then we will see the tools and techniques which we are going to cover in the later sessions, the lab architecture, and the prerequisites, which means what we have to, what is required to start this course, the basic requirements, and the system requirements. Okay. So can anyone tell me what cybersecurity is? I hope before the session, anyone had just researched about it, what cybersecurity is.
It's like protecting computer systems and network programs, data, and digital assets.
Yeah, exactly. So we have cyber and then we have security. So cyber means anything which is related to the digital world, or we can say anything which is digitally online, which is, it can be your systems, it can be your data, it can be anything. But if I tell you overall, cybersecurity is a concept which covers two parts. First, your data, and second is your infrastructure. So cybersecurity is all about we are protecting the data, which is your it can be your online data, even it can be your offline data as well. Then we are protecting the infrastructure, which includes the device which is storing your data or operating in your company. Now it can be any device, your hardware, which is your systems, your servers, your network devices, anything which is comes as an infrastructure, and anything which is counted as data, that is comes under the umbrella of cybersecurity. Which means if I draw it, we have two parts. First, we have this data, and second, we have this infra. Okay, data can be anything. Okay, it can be your online data as well as it also contains your offline data. Offline data as such, that the data which is stored in your storage, your hard disk or your hard drive, your pen drive, etc. Infrastructure, it can be anything. So overall, cybersecurity involves protecting your data and your infrastructure from the attackers. So cybersecurity focuses especially on protecting the digital environments like servers, cloud systems, online platforms, etc. Okay, now we have two terms, cybersecurity and information security. Cybersecurity means we are protecting, it is a kind of a concept. Information security is like the practical approach that we are actually taking the steps to secure the data or the infrastructure. So cybersecurity is like a concept which covers protecting your data and your infrastructure. It contains anything, your tangible devices and your intangible devices, which we can say tangible and intangible assets. Tangible assets, like the asset which you can touch, like your hardware, your servers you can touch, your firewall, physical firewall you can touch, your routers, your switches. These are like tangible assets. Intangible assets are like the thing you cannot touch, which is your softwares, right? Your antiviruses, etc. So cybersecurity protects everything, whether it is tangible or intangible, whether it is online or offline. So it is a kind of a concept. While information security is like a practical approach you are taking to protect something. So that is information security, which is like a broader term that involves protecting all type of information, whether digital or physical, which also includes sometimes paper documents, from unauthorized access or destruction. Then we have some job roles in the cybersecurity. So as I said, cybersecurity is like a very broad domain. It contains many parts. So the main part is blue team and red team. Blue team is like the person who protect or defend your machines or your systems from attackers. The red team is like the person who attack. So if I sum up like this, we have three types of attackers, three types of hackers. First, we have this white hat hackers. So white hat hackers are the hackers which hack your system, but legally. Okay, so white hat hackers are like the hackers which hack your system but legally, like by following all the protocols, security standards, and compliances. Then we have black hat hackers. Black hat hackers are the hackers which hacks illegally. Okay, they also hack but illegally. They are like the cyber criminals or cyber fraud. Then we have this gray hat hackers, the person who do both. Like for example, there's a person who is doing 9 to 5 job, who is like going in the office and working as a white hat hacker, like protecting the system or attacking the system legally. But at night, that the same person is attacking some other organization or attacking for fun, etc. So that person is known as gray hat, who is doing both. So white hat hackers and black hat hackers are the main part. They are like the person who is hacking legally. That is we can say ethical hackers, or we can say white hat hackers. Black hat hackers are the person who is hacking illegally. Same as we have blue team and red team. Again, blue team and red team, these are like the domain in the cybersecurity. Cybersecurity itself is a domain, and blue team and red team is like sub part of cybersecurity, which means blue teamers are the person who protect your machines. They do not hack. They protect your machines or systems, which involves SOC analyst level 1 to 3, tier 1 to 3, threat hunter who hunts for the threat, incident responder, SIEM engineer, detection engineer, SOC manager, security architecture, etc. They are like many. Then we have red teamer, which is offensive security. They basically hack, but they also hack legally. See, we have legal and illegal. Illegal means you are hacking, but that is known as cyber criminals or black hat hackers. But if you are hacking legally, those are known as white hat hackers. And red teamers are white hat hackers, because let's say if you wanted to protect a machine, so first you should know what are the vulnerabilities in it. Now let's say you know that my system is vulnerable or there's a loophole in my machine. So as a person, as a red teamer, I will first hack it, then I will protect it, so that I know the severity of the impact of the attack. Let's say there's a login page on the website, and that is vulnerable. Vulnerable as in there's a loophole in that. And as a red teamer, I will first going to hack that login page so that I know if any attacker can hack it or not. If I can hack, means any attacker can also hack it. So first I will hack it, then I will protect it. So that is a work of a red teamer, or we can say offensive security. They are the person who will find the weaknesses in the machines, in the software, hardware, data, or your infra, and then protect it. They basically find the weakness and report to the blue teamer. And blue teamers are the person who protect it, which includes in the red team, we have ethical hacker, or we can say penetration tester, vulnerability analyst, red team operator, exploit developer, advanced penetration tester, etc. But if I say as per the market, we have blue teamer and red teamer. So basically your roles means your SOC analyst, or you are threat hunter, or you are incident responser. That basically depends on the job responsibilities. Let's say you are applying for the SOC analyst level 1 job role, but you have to read the description of the JD, which is the job role, that what the company is asking for. Because sometimes maybe the company is asking for SOC analyst level 1, but they are asking you to perform the task of level 2 and level 3 as well. So your job role totally depends on the job description, and it varies from company to company. For my company, let's say if I'm hiring for the SOC analyst level 1, so maybe I am asking you to perform level 2 and level 3 tasks as well. And if I'm hiring for the, let's say another company is hiring for the SOC analyst level 3, so they may also ask you to perform the task of level 1. Okay, so the task, your roles, and your responsibilities depends on company to company. So it's not about job role, it's more about job responsibilities you are asking, the company is asking you to perform. Okay, so whenever you are applying for any job role, just check for the job description first, that what the company is asking for. They are asking for more or less, then you can apply for it. Same as if you see threat hunter comes under SOC analyst, but again it is a separate domain. Same as incident responder, it is also comes under SOC analyst, but again you will see job roles named incident responder separately. So it basically depends from company to company. Same with the offensive. Maybe if a person is asking you to perform penetration testing, so maybe they are asking for some part of SOC analyst level 1 or level 2. Okay, maybe they are asking you to develop any kind of malware as well. Maybe they are asking you to perform malware analysis as well. So it depends on JD to JD, like what the company is asking for. So first, if you're applying for any job role, check for the job description. Any questions?
Ma'am, vulnerable analyst also comes in blue teaming, na?
Vulnerable analyst. Yeah, it
Yeah.
comes under blue team.
Yeah.
Then we have the demand for cybersecurity in IT. So basically, as you can see, the cyber frauds and the cyber attacks are increasing day by day. Even with the advent of AI, now the criminals or the cyber attackers are using AI for attacking the companies. So that is why cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing fields in the world. This cybersecurity and this artificial intelligence, these are like the two fields which are very growing fastly. So every IT company, even from the startups to MNCs, to the small size company or to the big size or the large enterprise, they all are asking for the cybersecurity professionals to protect their to protect their networks or their applications or their data. So the global cybersecurity market is projected to be this much billion by 2030. So there's like a huge demand for the cybersecurity opportunities. The only matter is your skills, even not certification. First, you have to go for your skills. Okay, refine your skills, practice, and then go for the certifications. And then even certifications also depends on your job role. If you're applying for the SOC Analyst level 1, 2, 3, certification doesn't matter. But if you're applying for the offensive security, certification do matter. Okay, so first go for the skills. Okay, refine your skills, then go for the certification if you want. And if you do some research after that, that if certification is needed or not, because many places I see that they're like professionals who are working for more than 20 years and they do not have any certifications. So certification doesn't matter that much because there's like a hype in the cybersecurity that certification do matter. They do not matter. First, you go for your skills, and then it's your choice whether you wanted to go for the certifications or not. Then we have this compliance laws. Like let's say if there's a healthcare institute, or if there's a company like Amazon or any other company, like whether it is in the healthcare industry or whether it is retail or e-commerce or whether it is manufacturing companies. So all companies do have to follow some compliances like GDPR, PCI DSS, ISO. Also, there's like new compliance which is launched last 2023 DPDPA law in India. So it's like you have to follow the security protocols. You have to efficiently implement the security products, security appliances, and security team in your company. And the penalty for these compliances are very high. So that is why even the small companies, the mid-sized company and the enterprise level, all are looking for the cybersecurity professionals because of the compliances. Main reason is compliance only. Because compliance can stop your business. Compliance can ask you to fill any number of penalty. It can be into crores. So that is why this cybersecurity role is in high demand. But main reason is because of the compliance only. For example, for the PCI DSS, if I say this is mainly for the financial institutes, the person or the company who is storing your payment information like your credit cards, your debit cards, your postcards details, that company have to follow this PCI DSS compliance. That is mandatory. If they do not follow, then they have to file the penalty. They have to fill the penalty. So for the PCI DSS, there are like some frameworks. There are some requirements you have to fulfill. First, you have to establish a secure network. You have to establish the encryption channel, secure the database, secure the IAM policies, authentication, authorization, etc. There are like many things. So for that, they need cybersecurity professionals. So that is why the main reason is compliances. They are like high demand. Also, the number of attacks are rising. So they're like high opportunities in the cybersecurity domain. Also, there's like shortage of the skilled professionals. Shortage as in they are like many person who is doing cybersecurity, who is practicing cybersecurity, but they are like very less who are skilled. Okay, there's a difference between the professionals and the skilled professionals. So that is why I said that first refine your skill, then go for any other certification, because they are like many people who even have CISP like high level of certification, but they are not educated enough. They don't know even the basics of cybersecurity. So that is why certification doesn't matter at all. It does, but after some point of time, not in the starting. And also for some specific domain of cybersecurity, not all domains of cybersecurity. So you all have to become the skilled professional, not just professionals. Then we have the salary expectations. in the field of cybersecurity. So here we have this entry level. So again, it depends from company to company. This salary expectation also from nation to nation. So the entry level fresher or SOC analyst one, it starts from the 3 to 6 LPA. Again, it depends on how your interview goes. Okay. Then your mid level, which is SOC analyst 2, or it can be a penetration tester or security engineer. It goes from 7 to 15 LPA. And for SOC 3, security consultant or cloud security, 15 to 25 LPA. And for the specialized role, which is if you're hiring especially for the malware analysis, or for the CISO role, which is Chief Information Security Officer. So that salary would be 25 to 1 CR. It depends again. So, and the hike for the cybersecurity professionals are like appraisal goes like after 6 months, and the hike will go like after 1 year. And the minimum hike for cybersecurity professional, as per my experience, was like last time was 30% hike. Okay. So it may be higher, it may be lower. It depends on your performance in the company. Okay. So any questions up to here?
As I am from a different background, so can I take as a fresher?
See, you have to start from the fresher only, from the beginning only, but your package may vary. Maybe your company, the company you are giving the interview for, maybe they will provide you the package of mid-level because of the previous experience you have. Because cybersecurity is like a domain where you are, no matter you have what kind of domain you are taking the experience with you. So it will count in the cybersecurity because it is all about the protecting the data infra. And no matter which domain you are coming from, you are playing with the infra and data only. So that is why it is also good for the freshers. But yeah, you have to start from the fresh only. But salary package may vary.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hey, hi, madam. Madam, regarding the automation and percentage of coding involved in these roles, how can we classify, madam?
Yeah. See, for the coding point of view, see, coding again depends on your roles and responsibilities. Means the most used language in the cybersecurity is Python, PowerShell, and Bash. These three are the languages. So it is good if you have previous experience, or if you know Python or PowerShell or Bash, but it is not compulsory. But if you know, that is okay. But if you don't know, that is also fine, because there's no requirement for coding in the SOC analyst level 1, level 2, and level 3. There's no coding requirement. And for the automation, in the cybersecurity, in the SOC level 2 and 3, we have this SOAR here. SOAR contains the automation part. Also, you can contribute from your side as well. If you wanted to see in the SOC analyst level 1, you have to perform some tasks which are repetitive. So you can also put your own contribution in the company to automate that particular stuff for your own purpose or for your own work. So that you can do. But coding is not compulsory in the cybersecurity domain. If you're not going for the offensive one, in the offensive you require coding, like you require PowerShell, Bash, and PHP. These are like me in the offensive point of view. But from the defensive, there's no requirement.
Okay, madam. So the course that we are proceeding now, will it covers any coding part, madam? Will you be teaching any codings to us, language? Like you told Python, shell script. Will you be teaching anything or any of this?
Well, I will not go into this course will not cover the coding part, but yeah, we will cover the SQL for learning the attack actually, and we will cover the PowerShell and Bash. Bash only for the attacking only. While I will provide you some references, if you wanted to learn by your own, then I will provide you all the resources which is required to learn from the basics. That I will provide.
Yeah. Okay, madam. Thank you.
So then with this SOC analyst level 1, 2, 3 roles and responsibilities, as I said, these roles and responsibilities vary from company to company. So first is this SOC tier 1, which is like a very basic. It starts with the initial monitoring and triage responses, which means you have a platform. Let's say you will going to work on any specific tool. It can be Splunk, it can be Radar, or it can be ELK, or it can be any tool which is manufactured by or created or developed by the company only, or like a kind of internal tool. So we're going to work on any of the same platform. So for this, the first tier 1 task involves monitoring of all the logs coming from multiple machines, which is you will going to monitor. You will have a dashboard. From there, you will going to monitor specific alerts, specific threats, and then you have to push those threats and alerts to the higher team. Okay, this is your tier 1 task only. First, we will go into, so in the tier 1, we have this multiple shifts, rotational. So 24/7 monitoring of SIEM alerts. And if you find any alert which is critical or which required investigation, then you will perform the basic investigation, and then you will push that alert to the higher tier, which is tier 2. So also tier 1 involves the lots of documentation and lots of reporting, but you have to start from tier 1 only. From there only you will going to learn. And you have to perform the basic investigation like IP reputation check or user activity, domain or hash check, etc. Then you have to push you have to create a ticket. Like you have to keep on creating the tickets in the tier 1 so that the tier 2 and 3 analysts can know. Then tier 2 involves deep investigation of the alerts, which is forwarded by the tier 1. Deep investigation, which involves threat hunting. Okay. Threat hunting and threat intel. Then perform the endpoint and network forensics. Let's say if there's a network, and if any attacker attacks your firewall, and then there's an alert in your SIEM that there's an attack on the firewall. Let's say there's a brute force attack or any kind of attack. Now you have an alert, and you will go to investigate on that particular alert. So you will investigate the logs of the firewall, okay, which is in your SIEM. Also, you can investigate other parts of the firewall, like the policies of the firewall and other parts. Then you will use the threat intel to enrich the investigation. Threat intel is like, let's say an IP attacks your machine. Now you have that IP. Now you can put that IP in your threat intel so that if the same IP or similar IP attacks your machine from the next time, then it will be blocked automatically, or you will get an alert for that IP. Okay, so that is threat intel. We will cover all these in detail. Then correlate events across systems. So it is a part of a threat hunting that if any, let's say if there's an attacker attacks your machine, your admin PC in your network. Now who all PCs are involved in the attack surface, and which firewall is involved, which switch is involved. You have to investigate everything in the network, like all the devices which is involved, the time of the attack, the pattern of the attack, the tactics of the attacker, etc. Then contain and mitigate threats, which is once you know that this is the threat, now you will suggest or you will recommend something so that you can mitigate or reduce the likelihood of that attack. Likelihood as in the chances of that attack. Then your tier 3. Tier 3 is like the last part of the SOC analyst, which involves all the tasks of SOC 1, 2, and then it involves threat hunting. Threat hunting is like, again, you're correlating everything and you are mapping the attack from the beginning to end. Then you have to create the detection rules, and you have to create the playbooks and automate the workflow, etc. So tier 3 contains many parts. Okay, after SOC analyst level 3, we have security engineers. Okay, so again, security engineers should know the task of level 1, 2, 3. So security engineer also do the part of backend, which is deployment part. Because as a SOC analyst, you will only see the front end part. Front end as in you will going to just investigate, while the security engineers deploy the applications. For example, let's say the company asks to purchase a new security solution. So the security engineers are the one who will going to deploy that solution as well in the entire network. Okay. So that is security engineer. After security engineer, you will become the security managers. And after security manager, you can do some certification like CISP. Then you can choose a path. If you want to go for the auditing, compliance manager, or you wanted to become the chief information security officer. CISO is like the highest hierarchy in the cybersecurity. Chief information security officer or chief security officer, they are same. So for this, you required 5 years or 6 years of experience in the cybersecurity. Then only you will become the chief information security officer. So you can start with the SOC 1, 2, 3, and then security engineer, manager, and CISO. Or if you wanted to choose other part, like you can also go for the offensive. So it totally depends on your interest. Then let's clear this tools and techniques we are going to cover. So first we are going to cover the basics of networking, which includes all the networking fundamentals, which is required for the cybersecurity domain, because networking is the foundation of cybersecurity. Then we will go with the Linux. We will learn the Linux basics, some Linux commands. Okay. Then we will going to start with the foundation of cybersecurity, which is some cybersecurity core concepts, some security standards, compliances, etc., some tactics, etc. Then we will start with the SIEM tools, which we will include Splunk, which is a primary, ELK, and QRadar. Okay. In the ELK, we will also cover the deployment part. So you should know that you should know the backend as well as the front. You should know the front end as well as the backend. You should know how you have to deploy a security solution in the enterprise. So that is the main reason we are covering ELK, because ELK is quite complex. So we will see how we will install the agents, how we will going to install the central SIEM and other parts. So ELK includes both the front end and the back end, the deployment part as well. Then we have this threat intel platform. We will cover MIST, Alien Vault, OTX, etc. Then for the endpoint security, we have this SysInternal suite by Microsoft, Process Explorer, and many more. Then for the EDR, we will cover WASO. Again, WASO involves both the deployment part and the front end part. Then for the network analysis, we will cover the Wireshark, how we will going to find the malware or suspicious activity in the network, TCP dump, NetFlow, etc. For the threat hunting tools, we are going to cover how we have to write the rules. So we will write the Sigma rules, Yara rules, and other rules, which is required in the Splunk or ELK. See, there are like many platforms in the market. As a SIEM, we have many platforms. We have Splunk, ELK, Sentinel. Even many companies have their own platforms. So it varies from company to company. The features of the platform, the front, the UI UX of the backend of the platform, it varies from company to company. What will remain the same is your logic building. So basically for that, we will stick to one thing, which is we will cover the logic part, and that would be same in every platform. No matter you are using Splunk, no matter you are using ELK, no matter you are using any other SIEM tool or EDR or XDR, we will stick to the logic part. Like if we are implementing something, how it can be helpful in every platform, in every domain, or every platform or every company. Same as if you wanted to write some rules, so we will see the logic, we will see the syntax, but syntax may vary. Okay, but logic will not. If you wanted to create a rule for brute force, so that logic will remain same for every platform. The syntax may vary, but logic will same. Okay, then even if you are creating the playbooks, you are creating the correlation rules, you are creating any UR rule, you are analyzing something, the methodology of all these will remain the same. Methodology as in the logic will remain the same. The same logic you can copy paste everywhere, because the logic behind the attack, the methodology, the rule writing, the everything will same. The syntax may vary. So we will focus more on the logic actually. Then we have the SOAR part. We will cover the Splunk, so in the Hive. Then email analysis, we will cover the tools like Fish tool for the email analysis. And then the last, we will cover the MITRE ATT&CK navigator. This is very important for the SOC. Okay, so MITRE ATT&CK covers the cyber kill chain, like how the attacker can attack, like how the attacker can start with the information gathering and then nest and then nest and nest, which is information gathering. Then attacker scan for your vulnerabilities, then it attacks, and then attacker gain higher access, etc. So MITRE ATT&CK covers everything. And then we will cover many other tools, which is not mentioned here, of course. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so the lab architecture. First, let me show you the requirements. So for the system requirements, you should have the CPU of minimum Intel i5 or AMD Ryzen. Don't go for the AMD A series, go for the AMD Ryzen. Then RAM should be 8 GB minimum. 16 GB is highly recommended. Storage and the network. Okay, so these are like minimum system requirement. Why? Because we have to create multiple labs and we have to run all these labs simultaneously at the same time, which means we are the attacker and we are the defender. We are the red teamer and we are the blue teamer. So if you wanted to attack any machine, you have to create a virtual machine for that. If you wanted to protect, so you have to protect from one machine and you have to attack another machine. So we need two machines. And then we need another machine to monitor all this. So we have to run simultaneously 3 machines. So for that, 16 GB is highly recommended. Even if you have 32, then that is also nice. But 8 GB, with the 8 GB, you can only run 1 or 2 machines. In the starting, 8 GB is fine, but after 5 to 6 classes, just switch to or expand to 16 GB. Okay, so the lab architecture will be, we will have the same machine, the main machine. Now we can make this main machine as our monitoring platform. Like in the main machine as well, we can install our SIEM product, which will monitor everything, the defender and the attacker both. Okay, also we can create another virtual machine to place the same product there as well. Okay, that we will see. And then we will create another virtual machine that will act as an attacker. Then we will create another virtual machine which will act as a defender. Okay, and we actually have to create one more machine which will act as a victim. Okay, so we required overall 3 to 4 machines. One will act as attacker. For example, if you see this attacker machine, so this attacker machine attacks on this VM machine 1, which is our endpoint in the company, right? In this endpoint, a SIEM agent is installed. SIEM agent will forward all your logs. Logs are like, they are recording everything. Okay, so the SIEM agent will forward your logs to your main machine, which is a SIEM central server, which is monitoring everything. Okay, and this endpoint machine and this attacker machine, both are running inside your main machine. Okay, so we have to see from the attacker point of view, and then we have to see from the defender point of view, and then we have to see from the victim point of view. So that we will have a 360 degrees overview that what is actually happening in the network or in the enterprise. Okay, so if you know how to attack, you can easily protect any machine. So we will see how we can attack, and then we will see how we can investigate the same attack. Then we have some requirements for you all, that like for the background, there's no need for the prior experience in the cybersecurity, and beneficial if you have the basic understanding of the IT, OS, or networking. If you have, if not, then we will cover the fundamentals of networking and Linux. For the OS and other parts, I will provide the some references from where you can learn, because we cannot cover everything. So I will keep on providing the the resources time to time so that you can study from there as well. Then basic command line usage, if you know, like the Linux commands and all. Okay. And the skills you can bring is curiosity. And optional, if you know the basic networkings like OSM, do some research by your own, you can do. Okay, you can start from today as well. You can start by your own. Okay. And some basics of operating system like Windows and Linux. From the Windows point of view, you should know like the file system of Windows and Linux. In the Windows, registries, and in the Linux, some commands. These are like enough for the for starting. Okay, otherwise we will cover the networking first, then the Linux commands, and then we will move to the main part, which is the SIEM part. So any questions up to here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let me show you the curriculum which we are going to cover. So in the first module, we will cover the overview of cybersecurity, like the importance. This is not the session 1. Okay, you can consider it as session number 0. Session number 1 covers the overview of cybersecurity, like the core concepts of cybersecurity to build your understanding, like the importance of cybersecurity, the terminology, concepts, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, etc. And what is like the techniques and procedures of the attacker, types of hackers, etc. That we will cover. Then session number 2 covers the cybersecurity tools and technologies. So in this session number 2, what we will cover is the security appliances actually. Like what are the cybersecurity solutions we can say, or the appliances we will use in the basically in the enterprise level. Like we will cover the what is SIEM, how it works, what is antivirus, how it works, the firewall, IDS, IPS, DLP, VPNs, etc. That we will cover, the EDR, XDR, etc. In the session number 2, it is very important because session number 2 will act as a fundamental for your SOC level 1, 2, 3. Because in the session number 2, we will cover the theory part, but I will also tell you the practical part, like how this thing works. Because if you wanted to work on something, you should know how this thing works. If you wanted to protect something, means you wanted to protect a firewall. So first you should know how the actually a firewall operates on the basic level. That then all you can able to protect it. So in the session number 2, it is very important. We will cover how actually these things work, how the SIEM, how the security solutions actually work in the enterprise level. So that is very important. Then next we will cover the introduction to ethical hacking, like what is ethical hacking, the roles, and the tools and techniques used. Module 2 covers the networking fundamentals, which is the networking fundamentals, like the basics of networking, types of networks, protocols, OSI model, like some other protocols and communications. Module number 3, it starts with the main part, which is security operation and monitoring. First, we will cover the network security, like how if there's a suspicious activity in the network, how we will going to analyze it. That we will cover. In this network traffic analysis, we will cover the packet level analysis. Now, what is packet level? Packet level is like in the network we have, if you are sending data to someone, let's say I'm sending hi to you. So this HI will convert into packets. Okay, it is an overview actually. It is converted into more, but overall it is converts into packets. So in the network traffic analysis, we will cover the layer by layer detection of the packets. Like we have overall we have 5 layers in the TCP/IP model. So we will see each and every layer in the packet level analysis. Like what is happening in the physical layer, what is happening in the data link layer, what is happening in the network layer, and then transport layer, and then application layer. So we will see and find anomalies there. Then flow level analysis we will do, protocol and application level analysis, and the network detection and response, which means we will going to find the suspicious activity and anomaly in the network first. Then we will start with the SOC operations, like again the roles and responsibilities and importance of SOC operation in SOC models, like what is in-house, what is outsourced, and what is hybrid. Then SIEM, we will see the architecture of the SIEM, how we can deploy it, the key fundamentals, and we will cover the popular SIEM tools like Splunk, QRadar, and this ELK. Then we will see how we can monitor the logs, how we can investigate logs, how we can collect logs, how we can create rules, and how we can manage the alerts in the session number 10. Then in the session number 11, we will cover the EDR part, which is how we can analyze any particular endpoint. Okay, which means if there's any attack in the firewall or in the Windows or Linux, how we are going to analyze that particular endpoint. So we will cover the endpoint level security appliances like process tree, CLI, file system, registry, etc. Then we will cover the threat intel, which includes how we have to set up a threat intel in any enterprise. Then how we have to upload data. Data is in threat IOCs. Threat IOCs like IP address, malicious IP, malicious domain, malicious email address. So we have to keep on updating our threat intel so that we can stop the attack from the next time. So we will see how we can integrate threat intel, how we can practically deploy it, and how we can use it in the other parts of the threat intel, like what is tactics, how we can map, how we can do MITRE mapping, etc. Then we have SOAR. In the SOAR, we will cover the automation part, and we will going to create playbooks. So again, we will focus on the logic more. Like if you wanted to create a playbook is like, let's say you wanted to, there's an attack on your firewall. Now you wanted to automate the firewall so that if any malicious IP came, it automatically blocks it. So that kind of flow, like if there's an IP, let's say it comes at some point of time in the future, then you wanted the firewall to automatically block it. So that kind of automation you can do with the help of playbooks. So we will focus on the logic more. Okay, like how we can create a playbook for this particular scenario. If you wanted to, let's say if you're doing email analysis and you wanted to check out the attachments of the email, okay, like whether they are malicious or not. So what kind of flow will be for that particular scenario? So you have to extract the attachment, then you have to check the hash, then you have to check if the hash is malicious, and then you can finally block the attachment. So that kind of flow we will see in the playbooks. So we will see the tools and platforms. Then last with is threat hunting. In the threat hunting, it is the part of the log analysis, which involves, let's say there's an attack in your one PC in your network or in your enterprise. Then you have to correlate that particular incident or event in the entire enterprise. For example, let's say there's an attack in my Windows machine. So now let's say the attacker first access my router, then flow the traffic from router to firewall, and from firewall to some core switch and some other switches, and then to the main endpoint. So this is like the entire investigation you have to do, starting from the router, then switch, and then firewall, etc. So you have to map all the events together to find a root cause or to find the actual attack or to investigate the entire cyber kill chain. Okay, that we will cover how we can do the deep analysis of threats in the network. Okay, lastly we have module number 4, which is the incident response. Here we will cover the email analysis, and then we will cover the MITRE attack. Basically, MITRE attack we will cover in the threat intel part as well, like how you can going to map your incidents with the MITRE. Then last, we will see the incident detection and response, in which we will cover the forensics part. Okay, which means if you have what is incident response is, let's say your company has been compromised by any data breach. So now what you will do after the attack, that is incident response. Means the action taken after any attack is incident response or comes under incident response. That we will cover. So overall, we will mainly focus on the more on the practical part than the theoretical part. Okay. Also, we will going to cover. We will focus on the logic part as well as skill building. Okay. And also, apart from that, I will keep on sharing the resources after each and every module or session so that you can also you can also learn from that apart from the sessions. Okay, like for the advanced networking, I will provide you something. For the Linux, I will provide you something. And for for some other parts, I will keep on providing the resources. But apart from the session, you also can learn via. Okay. Any questions up to here?
Can we take a SIEM tool as a Sentinel?
For the Sentinel, okay, I will talk to the management and I will let you know. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is a part Sentinel, Azure Sentinel, Splunk, and CloudStrike is a part of it. So I will also speak to the team. So it depends on various things also. We have to validate your profile and all those who haven't joined. So based on your profile, so it is kind of individual profile building. So we'll be helping you out based on your previous experience, because the crowd here we have is with 10 years, 7 years experience, freshers. So it is a mixed cloud. The treatment for each category of profile has to be in a different way. So after this call, once it is completed, you can we can speak regarding that, or morning we can speak based on that, because there are also people from SOC itself who are from L1 position, uh, trying to get into L2 position. So there are different category. That is the reason.
Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, you can continue.
Yeah. So any other questions from the module or from anywhere? If not, then we can wrap the session. Okay. And for today, as a assignment, you can go through some networking fundamentals because we are going to start that from tomorrow. Okay. And feel free to ask anything in the class, anything, even you can ask after the class as well. Okay. Or just focus on the skill first. Whatever is I'm discussing or we are discussing in the class, just revise it once and just go through the notes or the material I will going to provide. And if it is a practical class, try to practice on that. Okay. And if you have some doubts, you can ask the other day or the same day. Okay. Anytime you want. We just the main motto is we have to focus on the skills first. Okay. Just start from the basics, then go with the practical part. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. So if and those who haven't enrolled, you can share me the resume. We can start it. Those who have enrolled, please join from tomorrow. Same link will be there for the classes. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.